overflow in, and I just have to silicone it. But first I got to put the other piece in, the bigger one, and I want to kind of do around the same type of size here. That way I have room for the water to catch up and get out of there, type of thing. I may need to put a strap, another wire strap along here, just to help keep the inside of this thing kind of level, held down like right there. And now this is a bigger size than this guy, by maybe 1/8 of an inch, and I need to drill him in about the same area. And I have, the nice thing about this fitting I couldn't find in this size because this is pretty small, but this size has this T here, so it gives the whole line oxygen, so even if it backs up down there, the water will still flow because of this air pocket, that's air opening, giving it atmosphere. So I'm gonna put this guy probably right here, but I have to drill out the size quite a bit for this to fit in here, and it's a barb fitting, and I'm going to silicone this through again, so I got to do a couple passes with the drill to get this done, and it's the way it is. It's gonna be hopefully the answer. Now, I gotta burr the hole out bigger. Now I gotta keep doing it in stages, because if you go too big, then you're screwed. I'm pretty close there, actually. That's really close. So a couple more passes and that'll be it. There, perfect. Might be even too loose, but we'll silicone the shit out of it. And that way we have two holes now. I'll silicone the hell out of this so it seals. I gotta wait until this hose is attached before I silicone though, because when I put that on, that's going to be a lot of messing around and it could screw up the silicone. So these two overflows should work, and I could probably tie them together actually. That's not a big deal. Do that. But this guy kind of needs to be tied down this way so it doesn't go up like it wants to. And this should get rid of any of the excess water and leaves me, you know, it's from there all the way up. So, and none of this water will be wasted, guys, because the overflow is going to just take over for this into the shower, and I'm going to buy like a plastic garbage pail somewhere cheap at like Walmart or something, and then just have these hoses run right into that, so we don't have a bunch of crap to deal with. So that's kind of the goal at the moment, and that way I have an overflow. So I can't silicone just yet. I got to run the tubing, and I also have to find a bunch of wire, because I got to start wire tying all this stuff to the IBC tote and bringing it around. So I'll be back once I get a little further on. Alrighty guys, I'm getting prepared to silicone here. I got the tubes wired together, and I got them connected, and they're It's quite a ways. It's a drop. So I got them going in behind the shower, and then into here, and it should flow fairly well. And I got them tied off up here, and then they're extended down there. Now that's quite a fall, so it should push up and around this corner. I know it's kind of, if I lifted this up a bit, it would flow a little better, because it wants to drop off back there. But I can always like put something back here, like a nail or something, for just to hold it up, both of them up. I don't know how I'm gonna get it in there, but we'll see. Because once that fills with water, it'll want to kind of stay down this level, so it'll build up and then drop in. But with this height pushing down on it, it should flow pretty quick and push through. So I'm hoping. So I got to start siliconing up here. I'll set the camera up, zoom in for you guys, and let's see if we can get this puppy whipped into shape. First things first, so I have to pierce the silicone gun with a straight blade here. There we go. Oh, and I forgot to wire down this thing. I better do him right now before we silicone. Give me a second here, guys. I'll zoom out so you guys can see a little bit. Oh, what's going on? Running out of wire. I'm gonna have to do a Dollar Tree run. Get some more wire. Get about 3 rolls for $1. Can't beat it. Maybe someday they'll sponsor me. I don't know. Actually, maybe I won't. I'm just gonna silicone that. Yeah, because I'm pretty much out of wire anyway. So, we'll get to it. What I'm going to do is pull this guy out, and then I'm going to silicone around the center of the hole here, hopefully. So when I push in, hopefully I don't get a bunch of this crap in the pipe. And I did. Or a piece of it anyway. Here, I'll put this up here. No, I'll use the paper towel I got. Alright. So now, I want to go on the inside, the outside, the whole 9 yards on this guy. Because this is like a redneck gasket, basically. I'll do the same on the inside. Which will be trickier than I thought. Okay. Pull that back a bit. Now, I can do this guy. And I'm just going to do like the outer edge of the hem on the actual fitting. Redneck gasket, guys. Silicone to the rescue. Okay. Actually, I gotta pull some back so this thing stays put. And then I gotta dope some more silicone around this thing, inside out. Now, I may have to hit this with my finger, so I'm gonna grab some paper towels down here, because I'm going to need them. Then I'll take my glove off. That way I can move the silicone around there a little bit. With my finger, I'll wet my finger in the water that's down inside of there. That way I can push the silicone all the way around, covering all the spots. And that's excess. I'm just going to leave that on there. We don't need any leaks. So, this should cure and dry for me. And since it's a barb fitting, the water should just pour out and I won't need a clamp, because there won't be too much pressure behind it whatsoever. I think we'll be okay. And I think from the pressure from it falling down on that steep angle into the shower area, it should zip around that corner fairly well, which is important. So, I'm just going to double check everything. Just want to touch up this part right here. And maybe the top a little bit. There we go. Handy to have a little bit of water in there. So, this bastard will dry and waterproof this. We hope, absolutely hope. And then the water will then, when it gets to this level, start pouring out down these tubes. And this is below my spot over here, guys, that's holding up. It's just about this height where that hole was there, where it's leaking out, where that wire runs through. So this should take care of that. It's a double overflow. Both tubes are going to be going into a tank, a container of some kind in the shower. And if the container in the shower overflows, it goes right into the shower drain. Nothing to really worry about. So, just got to wait for that to cure. And in the tiny house right now, it's pretty humid and hot. So, I'm guessing it will cure within a couple hours. So, I'm going to leave enough alone. I'm not going to mess with the tubes or anything. But, I do have water to get rid of. But I'm not going to rush and do that. It's in this tank and it's full. So, yeah, we'll figure that out. And then at least I can scoop some up, give them to the plants. And then I got a ton of cleaning to do, guys, if you can see this. Absolutely mess. So, yeah. And I'm just going to keep those fans running. I'm sure everything's dried out because it's ran all night. So we're good. Turbine's running, I can hear it. I'm gonna recharge these Firelight batteries, 18650s, just to see what. Oh, this one's on another one. Okay, just to see if these things are charged up or what, because I had them on my it says they're charged, but I'm gonna leave them in there for a bit. They would not run my headlamp for some reason, and it says they're charged, then there's definitely something wrong. But I put those other pink batteries that I saved out of another device into the headlamp. Works awesome. Worked for hours. I used it the entire time I was fighting the water. I had it just fastened over top of my gas pipe, and it did a nice job of keeping the back room pretty bright. Because I had no solar power at the time, so I couldn't have any lighting other than stuff that I had. Okay guys, yeah, like I said, it is already 93.1 Fahrenheit outside at 49% humidity. It's insane. I'm sweating like crazy. It's 79.7 inside, high humidity because of all the moisture we had. Or 26.5 inside, 33.9 outside. It's gonna be a cooker today. Now, one other thing I have to do. Since there's a storm coming tonight, let me show you the difference of gaskets I had in the first flush system. Okay, originally, guys, I had the red size in the tiny house first flush gasket system for rain harvesting. That was my original one I put in. Then I switched to this tiny little guy. You can see it's still dirty from being in there. So you can see the comparison in holes there. I'm going back to this one because I don't want the water level getting as high as it is in the container. So this will help a little bit by offsetting the flow. This looks like double the size as this one, maybe triple. So I'm going to switch to this guy. Now overnight, to bypass the flooding that I had to literally pull off that, that straight piece in the corner that has the drain on the bottom. That's the first flush setup. I literally had to pull out the ball while it was completely filled with water. All that water went into the tiny house, obviously, right? Most of it I caught under a bucket though. Thank God. So what I had to do then, I took the ball out, I took the filter out, and I took one of these gaskets, and I took the big drill bit, 1/2-inch drill bit, and I drilled out the center. So it completely, because you need this you need the perimeter of this washer to stop leaks, but you also got to let out enough water here to bypass. So I actually turned one of these into a bypass. So I drilled a 1/2-inch hole through the existing hole, kept the outside rubber, so when you tighten it back in, the rubber still functions and stops leaks, water leaks. So, but it still pours all the water to the outside. So there you go. So there, and I'm not going to be hooking up the air conditioner today, even though I need it, because it's my brother's birthday today. He's coming down later on. We probably won't be here visiting the tiny house. We're just gonna go do whatever for his birthday, but I got one hell of a mess. Most of this stuff I can't clean up actually until I get the water out of that cooler and get that thing dried out. I can put the composting toilet back once I change out these washers and put the ball in. So I can go ahead and do that right now. So stay tuned for that.